It's the DGS Minute!
It's the DGS Minute.
It's the DGS Minute!
Hi DGS, Mr. Pizza here, and welcome to another edition of the DGS Minute. In this week's edition, we're going to be talking about a special initiative in our constant drive to let you guys know everything we're working on to make DGS as great as we can. We want to share with you that we're working to position DGS to potentially be on the Bond 2020 initiative that DPS is working on taking to voters in the fall. If it works out, we would be one of many schools receiving some infrastructure support within our building, some construction, making a little space. As many of you know, DGS serves over 560 students every year. We've got students in all spaces in the building, and they're all constantly being used. And then we know that if we can get some expanded facilities, we'll do better by our students and community. So join me as we look around the building, and I'll show you some of the highlights of things that we'll be asking for.
Okay. So this is the whole number of the darkest skin world, and this is skin whitening, and the issue of colorism.
One of our challenges in DGS is finding intervention spaces for all the different support teachers that we have helping students out. As you can see, our common space alone at this period of time has 3 different teachers working with 3 different groups of kids. We're hoping that if we can be on the Bond 2020, we can expand some of those spaces and provide students with better, quiet learning environment. Another spot we'd be looking to improve is our gym. Our students every year when we play sports, they lose countless hours to travel and can't host any games here. This fall alone, our undefeated girls basketball team had to drive across the city to go play a game in cold, snowy weather. It was the first game they lost the whole year as a result. Additionally, in an effort to meet the needs of our expanding population, we've hired an extra specials teacher this year. We hired another PE teacher, but we can't really get 2 PE classes up and running due to the constraints of the size of the gym. So we're looking to see if we can get a bigger gym that might meet both the needs of 2 teachers and some of the middle school concerns. Finally, another space we'd really love to see improve is our music room. It's a wonderful music room. Ms. Harkins has done a great job with it. But as you look around the room, it's not hard to tell eventually that we're on a stage and we're not in a proper classroom. What this means is every time we have like a big performance or something special is going on, everything in this room has to be completely broken down. Everything has to be removed so that we can have performances. When you go and look at the actual size of the room, with all the gear she has to store in here, sometimes with upper ends of 35 students with instruments, they barely fit. So we would love to see this get moved over by the gym and create a much more functional music space and save this for smaller groups, like some of those intervention groups hanging out in hallways that could better use this space for that kind of learning. So hopefully around now you're asking, what can I do to help? On March 11th is going to be the first public open session for the board to hear about which schools will finally end up on the Bond 2020 initiative. It'll be a wonderful opportunity to do nothing more than just show up with some DGS gear on and silently and publicly support us as a small team from our school goes and presents our case to the school board committee that will be in charge of deciding which schools get on to the final ballot when voters in the fall vote. Along the way, DGS leadership will be providing more opportunities to engage in the conversation and to help show other ways and showcase ways that you can help us as a school ensure that we have the best campus for our students moving beyond 2020. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.